Hello and welcome to the 8th video in our Advanced Trigonometry series. I'm Mr. Chowdhury and today we're going to be looking at rearranging the cosine rule to find a missing angle. So if you haven't already, I suggest you go watch our video on the cosine rule to understand how to apply it and when to apply it before you come and watch this one. Once you've watched that, come over and have a look at this question. This one's going to be very short, but you can always refer back to it if you do get stuck and forget how to do this. So the first thing we're going to do is if we get a question that looks like this where we have a missing angle, the first thing we need to do is label it. So we're going to label it, as we said in the last video, we're going to label it so the angle that we have, or in this case that was missing, we're going to label that C. So we've labeled that angle C, and the opposite side is called C as well. Then we're going to label A and B. It doesn't matter which ones we label A and B, because in the cosine rule we're going to add A and B together, and because multiplication is commutative, the order does not matter. So once we've done that, we're going to substitute in our values. So we've substituted in our values. So instead of C, we've written 14. Instead of A, we've written 12. Instead of B, we've written 9, and so on and so forth throughout the formula. The next thing we're going to do is calculate some numbers. So 14 squared gives us 196, 12 squared 144, 9 squared gives us 81. The reason we do this is because we want to try and make it as efficient as possible when we get to the end, and you'll see as we get through this why we are starting to do some calculations as we go along. So we're going to do some more calculations. So we've added 144 and 81, and we've done 2 times 12 times 9 to get 216. Once again, we're doing this so that we can make it easier to rearrange. So unlike in previous questions, our subject of the equation is not the unknown we're looking for. So we need to try and make theta, our missing angle, the subject of this equation. That's our unknown. So that's what we need to do. So to do that, we're going to subtract 225 from both sides. So we end up with minus 29 and minus 216. Once we've done that, we need to try and isolate cos theta. So instead of multiplying by minus 216, we're going to divide by minus 216. Now if you pop that into your calculator, you'll get 29 over 16. Now you might be tempted to think this is our answer, because we have cos theta on its own and we have an answer, so it's the subject of the equation now. However, that's not true. Right now, theta is having the ratio of cos applied to it. That function of cos is being applied to theta. So we need to do the inverse of cos to try and find the angle, similar to what we used to do in trigonometry to find missing angles. So once we've done that, we get our missing angle of 82. As you can see, the cosine rule hasn't changed at all. All we've done is substitute our values in and then rearrange. Rearranging is a skill you would have learned already, and if you're not very confident on that, please go watch our video on rearranging equations. And hopefully this has helped. You just need to remember that we want to make the unknown the subject of the equation. And if we can do as many calculations in between to help us make it easier, then we should definitely do that. So hopefully that's been helpful. I suggest now you go and watch Mr. Amison's video on the cosine rule, and if you're really confident, you can go practice some questions on Dr. Frost or Corbett Maths. Go forth, be productive, and I'll see you in the next video.